Just fucking look at that picture. It's like it's constantly staring at you while not staring at you at all because it's looking off to the side for some reason. It's like looking down. In fact, it looks like it's more just like like looking at the side. It's like from hell. It's from fucking hell itself. Anywho, all of you fuckers I've seen multiple comments be like, yeah. There's way more fun to be had in this route. Yeah. And that usually means one of two things. One, there's depression, and two, there's sex. And three, there's both. So I imagine that's the case. Because for you guys, fun means sadness for me. I hate all of you. Walking down the hallway to the unused room that's become a second home to the three students in particular. Why did I say it like that? I mournfully look down at the plastic-wrapped salad roll and juice in my hand. Ugh. Salad roll? What kind of monster am I? I'm a monster like this goddamn picture is. The cafeteria food's really unappetizing. Maybe I'll consider this my penance for my recent indiscretions. Dude! Opening the door, I notice one less quiet figure than I expected. What do you mean? Why? I figured Lilly would be here, but it's strange. Despite having known Lilly for months, I can't help thinking back to the first time I opened the door and saw her silently sitting in the sunlight, and watching as the comments scrolled by saying, "Oh my god, it's best girl. Oh gosh, god, that's best girl. That's Ara girl. Girl." Just as she did then, she slowly opens her eyes, unmoving as they are, and calmly addresses me. "Good morning, Hisao." Dude. It's afternoon, I think. What an asshole. Has Hanako been around? She skittered out of class without even me noticing. Lilly cradles her cheek thoughtfully as I take a seat. My bag taking its place amongst them. The closest, wait, what the hell? Against the closest leg of the table, and my unsatisfying meal neatly sat out in front of me. I don't want to eat this. She did appear for a time. She said she had to study for the upcoming exams and left for the library. Yeah. We find ourselves not entirely believing her words. Well, at least her intentions are in the right place. She is sweet, but she needn't go this far to let us have our space. I might talk to her about it sometime. Yeah, like we can find our own, like... Our time includes Hanako. And we could find our own time at some other points. Probably for the best. For a while, we quietly eat our meals, Lilly elegantly nibbling on her sandwiches and sipping her tea as I eat my literal worst lunch ever. What tastes like a garden sandwiched in dry dough. Ugh. Lilly, can I have some of your sandwich, please? This is actual hell. Someone who's a food connoisseur, this is actual garbage. The atmosphere feels slightly strained, neither of us knowing quite what to say to each other now that our small talk is, well, it's dead. Eventually, we both finish our food, with no conversation forthcoming for quite some time. Eventually, though, Lily's soft voice breaks the silence. A lot happened back there, didn't it? Just, again, silence. With both our minds on the same topic, though, I think I have my feelings on that sorted out. I know everything happened in kind of a hurry, but you know what? I don't regret anything that happened in Hokkaido. Not a single thing. Hisao? Slightly tense, I take her hands in mine. Have to feel her. Have to really settle down my own nerves. I stand by my words back there. Lilly, I do love you, and I won't ever leave you. I only wish for you to think the same. She silently reflects for a long time, which feels like an eternity. Her reverie comes to an end as she takes one hand from mine, placing it over them as she leans her body forwards and stands out of her chair. After a moment's hesitation, her face slightly pensive, her lips meet mine for a brief moment. Oh no. My mind feels as if it briefly stopped at that moment, barely registering Lilly sitting back in her chair and smiling back at me with ever so slightly reddened cheeks. Hearing that makes me very happy, Hisao. I would be glad to stay with you. Hey, maybe it would be good to slow things down a bit compared to before. Ooh, boy. I mean, we still do have school after all, and our exams, and I feel like that'd be wrapped up within the school. She gives a mischievous giggle, which proves to be contagious. Because laughing is contagious. It really is. I wonder how many of you laugh when I laugh. I don't. I feel like my laugh is weird. That might be a good idea indeed. Do you think you'll fare well in your exams? No. It's only one day until they arrive, as you say. I probably should have studied more, but I think I got a good enough head to manage. That said, I had to, shoo off Misha and Shizune. Get them off me. Is your class as worried about the exams as mine? She lets out an exasperated sigh, all but confirming it, but I'm thankful for the atmosphere becoming a bit lighter. I think so. I've already been asked for help by 2 of my classmates, and there'll no doubt be more. Think of it as your first training in being a teacher, maybe, then. That's probably a good way of thinking about it. On that note, how are you faring in your English studies? Oh, boy. I remember it was far from your strongest subject, and the few sentences you managed to speak to my mother aren't likely to, or memorized to speak to my mother aren't likely to help. Not manage. I mean, he did manage them. Didn't do not so well. Damn, right on the mark. You got me. If you don't mind, would you possibly be able to help in that regard, pretty please? See, he's really bad at English. I'm actually really good at English. I know, surprise. It would be my pleasure to help you, Hisao. But in exchange... What do you mean? She lowers her eyebrows at me, her coquettish nature tentatively coming to the fore. I don't understand what you're saying. He just no problem at all. You'd probably be better off with some help in your studies, though. She beams a smile at me, one of girlish victory that nearly makes me blush. I get the feeling she's aware of how to use her face to just twist my judgment, so I should probably be more on guard. Here now, though, a study group seems to like an expedient way for both of us to shore up on our lacking skills. Oh, Jesus. The school bell rings out, reminding us that time isn't going to stand still. Huh. Lunchtime's over already. It's sure easy to lose track of the time here. This room's so far from the other clubs and activities, not much sound can even reach us. That's probably most of the reason why. Let me just... A place far from the others, all alone with just one person whom she loves. As Lilly stands and collects her bag and cane, my thoughts are cast back to the time we spent in Hokkaido. Before I go, Akira and I are having a homecoming party in my room tomorrow. Will you be able to come? And back again. Well, my schedule's free, so I should be able to make enough room in my study time to make it. He just says fucking... He's just like No. Oh my god. Good to hear, Hisao. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're back from Scotland. Once exams are over, we should have some more time to ourselves. Holidays start soon after, too. We could start the holidays with Tanabane then, just as we promised at the school festivival. She brings her hand to her cheek and laughs slightly, nervously, recalling the event as I silently thank myself for managing to remember. That memory, man. It seems odd to see her react in such a way. Though it's not like I never saw her embarrassed before. I'd better get going. Farewell, Hisao. Bye. No hug, we kissed. And whether it's out of habit or just a stubborn desire for one small fragment of normality, I hold my hand up in farewell just as I always do. At least I'm consciously aware that I'm doing it now. Dude, she can sense you doing that, so it's fine. I think I'm beginning to see a bigger picture than I ever have before. Not only with Lilly, but also my life ahead. The chains of my past are finally breaking. Good. Good. Making that progress. Still got to worry about those exams, though. Those ain't going away, man. Those never go away. Walking up the now slightly more familiar corridor to the girls' dorms. Oh, so we just skipped ahead to that. Okay. I can hear the faint sound of laughter coming from up ahead. Hello? It doesn't take long to identify the source as Lily's room, though the deep timbre of the female voice unmistakably belongs not to her, but to her sister. I rap my knuckles on the door with the usual 3 light taps. Hold on, can I? That ain't light, because I fucking have just brute strength for no reason. My hand barely retreating as the door swings open. Dude, sometimes I'm afraid if I even touch something, it just breaks in my hands. Hey, Hisao. Hi. Hello, Lilly, Hanako. How you guys doing? Hanako looks up tentatively, her hands buried in her oversized pink nightgown. From her side, Lilly turns sideways toward the direction of my voice and smiles. It would be a flagrant lie to say I dislike the sight of her in those pajamas. Well, that's because she has her thighs fully exposed, dude. That's how it works. I catch Akira giving me a sidelong look with a knowing grin. Hey! To which I reply with a sharp glare. She takes the hint, shrugs, and walks back to the low table in the center of the room. As I go to join her, Lilly gives me a nod of greeting and starts pouring me a cup of tea. Tea? Not alcohol? What? It's nice to see you again, Hanako. You've been getting around recently. Lilly wears a look of concentration as the light brown liquid, carefully measured by her finger, as always, flows from the teapot into the cup. It seems Hanako has taken up helping one of the people in your class with the newspaper club. Naomi, I think. Oh, well, that's not what I expected. Hanako gives an affirmative nod. Even after spending about 2 months in the class, I still have trouble remembering the names of those students I rarely talk with. That's kind of how it goes. You don't remember everybody. It takes me a few mental contortions to connect the name with the face. But I eventually remember the girl that sits beside Hanako at the back of the class. Naomi, is that a Inui? Whatever. Someone will tell me in the comments because everyone always has to be like, Scott, you're saying something wrong because you're trash. And I'm like, yeah, I know. A fairly average-looking girl except for her bleached blonde hair. Given her upbeat and straightforward personality, Naomi may have seen an opening to poach Hanako for her club when she inquired about joining one. Either way, it's nice to see Hanako broadening her horizons. See, look how independent she is. She's way more independent than she was in her route. What is this bullshit? When I first met her, the idea of her even joining a club with anyone but Lilly would have just seemed utterly laughable. That explained how busy you've been. Enjoying it? It's really interesting. As always, Hanako's far from being talkative. Some things never change, and it seems that Hanako's personality is one of them. She'll likely always be the one to shy away from being overly social. Dude, I know that life. I'm down for Hanako's way of life. Warned by the sound of crockery against the table as Lilly gently places my drink in front of me. I thank her and take a long sip. Hanako and Lilly are attending to their own, and Akira's fuck. Quaffing a mug of strong-smelling black coffee. I have never heard the word quaffing in my life. I know. And I'm the English guy. You're a lucky bastard, Hisao. You're damn right I am. What? You see my sister's thighs? Like, goddamn. I'm like, oh, shit. I can't help grimacing at her teasing smile, still visibly around the edges of the mug pressed to her lips. Seeing my sister in her pajamas? There's a lot of men out there who'd like to be where you are. Well, I've seen a lot more than that. Not that I'd admit it. God damn it. That would have been amazing if he just said that. Like just by accident. Akira. What? I'm just teasing. She leans over to me as much as she can, whispering with a sly grin written on her face. And Hanako. Oh, wait. And Hanako, too. You perv. Hey. It was her idea. We both look over to her, her face turned to the ground and her hands fidgeting in the lap of her nightgown. If it's Hisao, I don't mind. Oh my god. This could be bad. I know Hanako's altogether too innocent to bother reading too much into a thing, but the expression Akira directs to me is positively stormy. I mean, look at this. Look at this face. Akira, please. It seems Lilly can sense Akira's sudden change in aura just as well as I, even without seeing it for herself. Akira slowly looks away from me like an attack dog leashed by its owner in the nick of time. Oh, I breathe a sigh of relief. I can't think of a more appropriate time to try and change topics than around now. If you don't mind me asking, Akira, what do you do for a living? I've never seen you out of that suit. Thinking about what to do with yourself after school's over, huh? I'm a lawyer. Oh, for the most part, I work in the legal department of the Japanese branch of our family's company. The most boring possible answer, I suppose. Law's a pretty dry topic to most people. Yeah, kinda. It is really boring. But, the pay's good, from what I heard. I heard lawyers get paid like shit tons of money. So, you're not supposed to agree. Lilly gives an amused giggle while holding her teacup and saucer, Hanako quickly joining her. This friendly atmosphere between everyone is something I'd missed while Lilly and Akira were on their trip. While the dealings I had with Hanako didn't help, I think just not having Lilly around changed the mood. Oh, guaranteed. Straight up. It's nice to be back. I missed you, Hisao. And you too, Hanako. Same goes for the both of us. I'm guessing your classmates were happy to see you back. You're like the most popular of popular in there. In a manner of speaking, yes. What does that mean? Akira's amused snort shows she's well aware of Lilly's attitude toward such figures of speech. I imagine she'd have to be, given how long they've been together. Did you have fun in Scotland? My land. For a moment, I wonder why she's asking. It having been quite a while since they came back, but I then remember everything that happened. We've just simply not had the time to look back. What with the exams and our Hokkaido trip, yeah, everything just kind of happened. And Lily's face goes distant for a moment. Well, and the fact that Akira's first reaction is to look over to her sister doesn't escape me. Yeah, they look at both their faces right now. Nonetheless, she quickly collects herself. It was nice. We hadn't met our family in such a long time, so it was a wonderful reunion. Yeah, I guess that's right. Their house being beachside was the best part, though. From her dismissive tone, I get the feeling Akira doesn't like their family as much as Lily does. You only like that because you finally had time to play around. Okay, hold on. Just because I'm the better swimmer. I don't take after the athletic side of the family, that's all. Well, you can take heart in the fact that you got the height genes, at least. And the bus genes. That's not really the right kind of thing to say around others. I mean, I'm your boyfriend, and you're like, and Hanako's your greatest friend of all time. Like, doesn't really matter. Though Lily pretends to scold Akira, she does so with an unmistakable, slightly cheeky grin on her face. I doubt Akira really minds that, judging from her nonchalant expression. While I don't either, Hanako's looking down and blushing furiously beside me. The sisters' antics aside, their parents really do lead a lifestyle. It seems utterly divorced from the life that Lily and Akira have lived until now. I suppose practicality must have made the decision for them. To have come from such a wealthy and well-connected lineage only adds to the almost noble air Lily seems to have, though. It's a small wonder none of it seems to have rubbed off on Akira. They really are as little alike as siblings could be. Their only similarities seem to be their shared confidence, which can both be endearing and a big ol' headache at times. Alright, now I'm busting out the alcohol. Akira, no, stop. Most of the night continues much the same, with Hanako eventually leaving the Satao sisters and me to ourselves as she heads back to her dorm room for a rest. No, Hanako. No, don't leave me! For a while, only the barely audible sound of from Lily's teacup and saucer can occasionally be heard as she slowly drinks. The silence is strained as Lily and I wait for the elephant in the room to be addressed. So... Lily dutifully puts her cup down, giving her sister her undivided attention. With Lily and me on one side of the low table and Akira at the other, this almost feels like a judge passing down a verdict. I'm here to watch over her. And I hear you two Yep, there it is. I hear you two are going out now. I glance sideways at Lily to confirm her as the source of Akira's knowledge. She gives a gentle nod to Akira, which I mirror in affirmation. Deciding that this is the proper time and place to do so, and Akira being the closest figure to a parent Lily's had for pretty much her entire life, I bow deeply with my hands on the floor before me, and my head very nearly the same. I'll take good care of your sister, Akira, I promise you. See, he's a lovely young gentleman. She must have heard my voice coming from a lower position than usual. She knows. I slowly bring myself back up, my eyes tentatively looking at Akira from under my brow. I didn't say you can look back up. Tell you the truth, I very much doubt my suited judge will raise any objections. She's very definitely the type to make her disapproval with others well known, something that lends her a measure of respect in my eyes. The old-fashioned kind, huh? Well, he's the kind of person I guess you'd go for. I don't have a problem with it, and I wish you two the best. Even if I didn't like it, I couldn't really do anything anyway. I offer a nod of appreciation to her as Lily gives a sigh of relief, likely more out of duty than any actual belief that Akira might have had any problems with us being together. Dude, imagine that, though. She's just vehemently against it. I do wonder, though, how's the rest of the family taking it, particularly the part residing at Yamaku? Have you told her? Smiles turned to grimaces as Akira grinned downright evilly. Jesus. Those closest know how to twist the knife best, after all. Putting up with it may be the best term for the situation. Don't you agree, Hisao? Sounds about right. At least she's being reasonable about it. Yep. Good to hear. That girl can be a handful at the best of times. You damn well know she can. We sent a few messages back and forth during and just after the trip, and she was already busting my chops for seeing my boyfriend when we came back after leaving Hideki for so long. She really does care for the little guy. I mean, I'd hope so. Fucking Shizune, man. Like, that's her little brother. I cast my mind back to Shizune's odd reaction after telling her about our relationship, but decide not to bring it up. It's no doubt simply born of their mutual antipathy, and Akira's comments only back that up. Well then, that's settled. Gotta get to work early tomorrow, so I'd better be off. She rises from the table with a grunt, her hand on her knee to push herself up. I just notice Akira's eyes lingering on Lily for a couple seconds before turning away as she begins to take her leave. After she walks out the door, she stops and looks up thoughtfully before turning to us one last time. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. Use protection. Every time. Too late for that. I gag violently on the tea in my mouth. Contrary to my own, Lily's composure holds perfectly as she seems entirely unfazed. I'm kind of impressed. The composure just falls as soon as Akira leaves. We are, don't worry. Are we, though? Atta girl. See yas. I don't think we are at all. And with that, she turns and strides away, a hand held high as she disappears into the darkened hallway, closing the door behind her. And then Lily's like, we aren't using protection at all. The most reaction I can muster is flopping forwards onto the table, completely drained of energy and truly exhausted by her. Lily's ability to hold her own against that suited devil is something I admire. She really is incredibly blunt, but I don't think I'll ever be able to keep up with your sister's energy. As I feel Lily's soft hand come to rest on my own, I roll my head to the side to see her gently smiling. For a long time, we simply sit beside each other silently. Given her unquestionably unusual height, she is pretty much exactly as tall as I am. Probably a couple of centimeters higher, if anything. Like this, she appears even taller. Well, yeah, we're down low. The feeling of her soft, pale hand against mine is a pleasant one, as is the sight of the thin, silken pajamas she wears, showing her curves and collarbone. Collarbone? I've never been... I know that's a thing. Like, you know, I'm just like, oh, yeah. But, like, I've never been like that for just like, oh, yeah, show that off, baby. For me, it's always been thighs. And you said curves, so there you go. You do get on well enough, even if you do say that. I guess. You know, you two are a lot more alike than I first thought when I met you. Then it's a good thing I quickly stopped you from going after her, isn't it? Though she jokes about it, my assessment of my inability to keep up with Akira, either physically or mentally, was quite in earnest. Lilly why'd I say slow-placed? What the shit does that mean? Slow-paced and ladylike, almost motherly nature is perhaps the single thing that helped me the most in my first weeks of Yamaku. Come to think of it, wait, since when were we using protection? I was hoping it was gonna be brought up, cause I saw them H scenes, and I'm pretty sure we didn't do any of that. As I give a curious look to my side, Lily's cheeks puff out as she huffs at me. Unlike you, I remembered. The packet is in the cupboard next to the sink. So I'm not the only one of us that takes a pill. Oh, okay. In hindsight, I feel rather thoughtless for not remembering it all and leaving it to Lilly. She's prepared, way more prepared than we ever were. The hidden protection. I mean, still, it's not 100%, right? Looking over to the cupboard, she mentions. I notice again the knee-high piles of books around us that were here the other times I'd visited. For the most part, they're lined up against the wall to give a little more room around the table. Why don't you just get a bookshelf for your books? It's odd to just see books piled around, especially given that your room looks so neat and orderly otherwise. They're easier to find this way. I know exactly which pile each book is in. Wouldn't you, I don't know, still know that after putting each set on a different shelf? That may be, but she's already used to this. What's the point in changing? So she's not immune to bouts of laziness after all. Well, she's gotta get the bookshelf. She's gotta set it up. She has to do all this bullshit when she could just set it on the damn table or the counter, whichever like tickles your fancy. You have so many of them. It's kind of a shame we can't share our book sets despite both of us reading so much. Maybe I should learn Braille. I mean, we'll give it a shot. She gives a short giggle. Come to think of it, why do you order your books through Yuko? I imagine there'd be plenty of sites that could, get you some Braille books, and especially in English Braille. There's a lot of text-to-speech programs, too. I love me some text-to-speech programs. She turns her head slightly away from me, which strikes me as somewhat surprising. I'm just not at all good with computers. Oh, Lilly, I can teach you a thing or two. That's literally all I do. All day, every day, on the computer. Be it recording videos or recording videos. I'm alright with typewriters and braillers, but that's about it. Her tone almost makes me chuckle. She's a prideful person, so admitting something like that must be difficult. So, Lily's the low-tech kind of person. Given her old-fashioned personality, it's not really that much of a surprise. I wouldn't worry about it. A lot of people aren't really that good with them, so it's not that unusual. It is nowadays. If you're like, I don't use technology. I'm not good with the computers. In 2020? What? I don't understand. That unusual. Now she's even more depressed. Feels like I'm twisting the knife rather than healing her wounds. Look, she needs to learn. With a bit of squirming, I shuffle my way closer to her, tentatively putting one hand around her waist to hug her. I'm still not really used to this kind of physical affection, but Lilly seems to like it. Whoa, hold on there. That's getting a little frisky kiss right there. Lilly smiles as she turns to face me, a kiss being the reward for giving in to her. She draws me in, brushing my upper lip with hers before pressing against both. Though this way, every one of my senses is filled with her. The barely perceptible scent of her hair, her taste of her as her tongue fleetingly touches mine, the tenderness of her lips, the image of her filling my mind, the total silence apart from her faint breath. We may have kissed before, but even if this is more of a simple kiss of affection than anything, it's still a new and pleasant sensation. Judging from her vivid blush as she pulls back, it's obvious she feels the same as I do. Even if we're entirely alone, it still feels a little embarrassing to open up to each other this much. If we take everything day by day, I think that would be for the best. Small steps, right? Yeah, just small steps. We have plenty of time to be together, even after the school year's over. As long as we move together, I think everything will work out okay. As long as I make all the right decisions. Neither of us is going anywhere soon, after all. Don't say that. Now you're just foreshadowing. This is bullshit. For now, I'm just thankful for this small moment in time we can spend together. Like when a game's like, at least for now we're okay. That's basically the wee-woo, something's gonna happen and you're gonna just get fucked. And then I get sad. God, I always hated this hallway. Because it feels like I'm in prison. Like, I don't know why, dude. I stand unmoving in front of the door to the nurse's office for what feels like at least a dozen minutes or so. And you have to go through this fucking hallway just to get to the nurse's office. This uncomfortable hallway. I don't like it. It's not like I never entered the small beige room before, nor is it because of any feeling of childlike anxiety over the visit. Maybe it's because the nurse's office is akin to a confessional, an admission that my body is flawed. The knowledge that such a fact is kept entirely confidential between the nurse and me hardly lessens the feeling. Remembering that the bell to signal the end of lunch break will sound soon, I give a sigh and open the door. The burden will stay with me just this while longer. Well now, if it isn't Nakai, good to see you. Or bad, I guess, considering that I'm a nurse. I hate you. Nah, he's alright. He gives a small laugh, amused at his little joke. I find his humor lacking and somewhat off, but the fact that he can make light of such a situation is perhaps comforting, or at least distracting. His brief episode of entertainment is over. He clasps his hands together and gets down to business. Yeah, full business mode now. I take a seat as he gestures for me to do so. I wish the classroom had seats this comfortable. I can feel my mind wandering as my eyes quickly scan the room, distracted by all the small changes since I last came here. Alrighty, so what brings you here? I haven't seen you often, so I assume your health's been good so far? Not really, but I'm gonna lie and say mostly. Dude, I mean, it's okay when we take our medicine. If we don't take our medicine, we almost die. I see. His smile drops as I trail off. I feel slightly guilty about it. It's these moments where I can't rationally call myself normal that make me so reluctant to see the nurse. They're an admission that I'm different from everyone else. Everyone in this school has a problem. If you go by that logic, we're all the same. While I was on a trip during the long weekend, I had a few problems with my heart. Okay, he is bringing it up. Good. I was wondering if that was the reason he was coming here. He hums very seriously and nods as he does so, urging me to go on. I think it was... Yeah, it was as I was walking a fairly long distance. I think the right term for it is a heart flutter. I suddenly went weak at the knees and felt almost like I was having a small heart attack, but it passed in about half a minute. Even afterward, though, I felt pretty fatigued and even nauseous. Not good at all. That was how many days ago exactly? Did you do anything unusual aside from exerting yourself before the episode? Were you taking your medication properly? No. The nurse switches from awkward jokester to serious health professional mode, rattling off questions, making notes, and calling up some stuff on his computer. I tell him about me forgetting to take my pills that morning and the preceding evening. It was a stupid thing to do, but I can't change anything about it now except to answer honestly and bite the bullet. His seriousness evolves into a frown, and the talk evolves into an instant checkup. God damn it. I finish buttoning up my shirt and again get motion to take a seat in front of the nurse. Is this the first heart problem you've had since coming to Yamaku? The first big one. I've had some short pains in my chest before, just a couple times, but they were more discomfort than anything like this. He leans back in his chair, briefly resembling a white-coated as he mulls over the mysterious case of the heart flutter. It's not even mysterious. We didn't take our medicine. That's the biggest fucking problem. And we were overexerting ourselves because we chose to push ourselves a little harder in that one decision. And we decided to be stupid and run off and fucking die because our heart exploded on that track. I mean, what? That is not where we are. I'm still salty about it. Moving his lips from side to side to show he's thinking, his non-existent mustache wriggling. He eventually comes to a conclusion. Well, you survived it. That's always on the plus side. You right? I think I blink at this one, then notice the nurse wearing his "got you" face. It's actually somewhat reassuring. I don't think he would crack jokes if things were really serious, so I keep silent and take my lumps. I'll have a talk with your doctor, but right now I suspect it's simply due to physical exertion. Have you been keeping up with regular light exercises like I directed you to? I was gonna make another fucking joke about the decision. I can't. I already did it before. I make sure to walk a reasonable amount every day. It's usually enough to work up a bit of sweat, but then again, I'm not really as fit as I used to be. That should be enough then. The main thing is to keep in mind that you should do regular low-stress exercise and not short bursts of sprinting and such. Yeah, I would have really loved to know that during that first decision. I understand. Since leaving the hospital, I've been a lot more focused on my studies, partly to take my mind off not being able to do more physical things. It's good to hear you're coping well. Sudden lifestyle changes can be hard at the best of times, so I'm pleased to hear that you sound like you have everything in order. Almost everything, that is. Nevertheless, I want to keep a close eye on you for a while, just for observation's sake, just to make sure things aren't going downhill, you understand. There's something I really didn't want to hear. Since coming to Yamaku, all I've wanted to do is live a normal life as possible. Observation was one of the words I came to hate the most during my hospital stay. For so long, I felt as if I could just walk straight out of the hospital doors, if not for that observation the doctors wanted so dearly. Sure. Should I come in more often? Nah, I'll just watch you. He checks the calendar next to his computer, which seems to inflict on him a nasty case of furrowed brow. He spins back towards me after that. The summer holidays are a bit of a pain, considering the timing. I'll check with your doctor to try and get a better handle on the situation and see how he wants to proceed. But I think you should just take things slowly and carefully for now. What you're describing doesn't immediately sound like a reoccurring event, but it won't hurt to slow down for a bit, just for a little while, just to make sure. Oh, what should I do for today? He looks over at my shoulder, at the clock hanging over the door. I've never noticed it I'd have never noticed it if I hadn't followed his gaze. It's nearly time for school to be over, so you may as well just leave early. Excellent. He gives me a sly wink, making sure that I understand he's doing me a favor. Well, nurse's orders. Thanks. That's what I'm here for, after all. I know you might not want to hear this, but you can't ignore your condition. Don't hesitate to see me if you have any further problems, or if you just have anything you want to ask. Bye! Does he just kick me out? He spins around and gets back to typing on the computer in front of him. I suppose I'll just read before waiting for Lilly by the gate, considering I don't have much else to do. Even as I leave, his words echo in my mind. My condition isn't something as limiting as many of the others here in Yamaku, and I don't want to burden Lilly with thinking about it. If I just live life normally and avoid any short, sharp shocks, I should be okay. I won't let my condition rule me. See, here's the difference. Here's the difference between our condition and a lot of everyone else at this place. At Yamaku. Everyone has, like, a disability, be it blindness, or, like, a missing limb, or something like that. Not really life-threatening. I'm sure there's others like that. But our condition is literally, our heart is fucked. Like, I would say we probably have one of the most dangerous conditions in this school at the moment. Because even if we take our medication, granted it'd be very rare for it to just happen after taking our medication, we could just have a fit and our heart could just go nuts. Like, we have no idea what can happen. And then if we don't take our medication, our heart could just explode at any given time. It almost did. We forgot to take it one time, and boom, we almost died out on that walk, like in Hokkaido. Like, Jesus Christ. That's how dangerous it is, dude. It's fucking scary. I'd be terrified. I mean, I probably wouldn't worry about it all the time, but it would be lingering in the back of my mind constantly. I'd be like, oh, Jesus, if I run like a little bit, I'll just die, you know? That's scary. And I don't like it. The fears just would be real, though, to be honest.